Hello to my beautiful YouTube community. Welcome to my YouTube channel, The Matinee Show. Today we're going to see a short review of the latest DC animated series outing, Green Lantern Beware of Macabre. So this is the third solo superhero outing from DC Animated Universe after the Flash research timeline. So the basic plot of this series, this movie is that John Stewart, who by the way is my favorite Green Lantern, who was deployed in Afghanistan in a wartime. Gets stabbed in his hand and is like retired from military and is living his life peacefully in USA. Who's suffering from PTSD? One day he will get a Green Lantern ring, and the rest of the series for rest of the movie, sorry, will follow how John Stewart accepts the role of Green Lantern and how much how proud of he to become the next Green Lantern after Hal Jordan. So coming to the things I liked about this movie is that number one is Green Arrow's portrayal and is given screen time. So like Green Arrow is like a major push given in this series in this movie. He's one of he has enough screen time and character development to he has much emotional depth compared to that of our main protagonist Green Lantern. He's given enough screen time to establish himself like one of main lead of this movie. So coming to the bad aspects of this movie, number one would be establishing a proper storyline. So this movie starts off with John Stewart origin, how he becomes a Green Lantern, to finding Hal Jordan, who's been gone for so many days, and all of a sudden sudden inclusion of Tanaganian and Ranian war and big final showdown. So this is how the movie entire thread goes. So they try to add all possible new characters into a short movie which is like around 90 minutes, like so that pacing of this movie is so fast, like there is not enough space for this movie to breathe as a story. Like often the story progresses like there a good hero finds another superhero as a threat, and they both fight, and they both come to a conclusion that they are both are good and neutral persons, and each other will explain the origins, and there's a movie will start to progress like that. There's no proper establishment between those between those heroes. The dynamic is somewhat forced or rushed up. They could have given a much more time to introduce more new characters, which I'm not going to spoil, to make sure that the emotional connection is there between those people. And number two would be John Stewart's origin. So they completely changed John Stewart's origin from comics. In comics, John Stewart, if I remember correctly, he was an architect who finds a Green Lantern ring. In this one, they mashed up Hal Jordan's origin with Kyle Rayner's origin to give a new origin to John Stewart, which were, I don't know, it's kind of like a bold move, but I didn't get I'm not fully agreeing to that part. And number three would be like poor treatment of Hal Jordan and Sinestro and Parallax. So all those classic Green Lantern villains and Hal Jordan will be there in this movie. So like they don't get a proper treatment. I'm not like this spoiler alert. They have treated Sinestro so badly. Like he is used as a plot device. He is not even a big bad villain in this movie, which like I felt so bad because I love Sinestro as a villain. And the way they finish off Hal Jordan's story is also like I didn't much agree with it. So yeah, so the emotional behind this Hal Jordan's story ending is didn't hit the right chord because the all those characters and the pacing of this movie was so fast. It lacked emotional depth. But the story wise, it is good. They try to introduce a lot of characters, but this movie lacks what other DCAU movies have, like proper spacing and proper space given to the characters and story to breathe as its own rather than rushing up things to move to the next next scenario. So my final verdict for this movie is like it's not out, it's not like good or bad. It is average in my opinion. So it's not up to the mark which we expect from DC animated universe, which is one of the best out there. But this is not one of their good outings from them for their side. So I would give a rating of 6.5 out of 10. So I guess this is right from my end. If you guys like this video, please like, share, and subscribe, and press the bell icon for awesome content. Cheers.